The Hollow Trace, Episode 2, The Path to Agartha. For as long as humans have drawn maps, they've also drawn the places left off them. Lands whispered through riddles, stories hidden in chants, kingdoms that didn't need borders because they lived beneath the ones we know. We exposed the cracks in the ice, and now the ancient trails that slip between them. The concept of Agartha, Shambhala, the inner earth, whatever name different cultures gave it, has resurfaced across history with a consistency that challenges coincidence. It was never described as a metaphor or celestial dream, but as a literal physical region, accessible only through rare gateways concealed in mountain ranges, deserts, and most prominently, at the poles. These gateways weren't fanciful portals of glowing magic, but passages described with almost geological precision. Caves with paths that grow warmer as one descends, corridors where wind reverses direction, and chambers where light exists without a clear source. When ancient cultures tried to explain these anomalies, they used whatever language they had. Gods, guardians, fires, serpents, but across those stories the core structure is the same. Something lies beneath, and it has been there longer than we have been looking. Long before modern conspiracy theories twisted the idea into sensationalism, early explorers, monks, and scholars documented these hidden realms with surprising seriousness. Tibetan texts from the regions surrounding the Himalayas describe travelers who ventured into mountains, caverns, only to re-emerge claiming they had encountered beings who didn't age, landscapes untouched by winter, and cities carved from luminous stone. These weren't myths to them. They were testimonies. Monastic records even referenced specific routes, though written in coded language meant to protect their secrecy. In the Indian Vedas, Lokas are depicted not as spiritual heavens, but stratified zones within the earth, each governed by its own rules of temperature, gravity, and time. Meanwhile, Norse legends spoke of the world tree, Yggdrasil, connecting multiple realms, including ones below the surface world, bathed in a heat not born of the sun. Even early Christian mystics wrote about the hollow of creation, a refuge crafted by divine hands to protect remnants of older civilizations. These accounts, separated by continents and centuries, mirror each other with uncanny precision. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, European occult societies latched onto these ancient stories, convinced they were remnants of a forgotten planetary history. The Theosophical Society spoke of tunnels under Asia. Russian explorers returned with testimonies of singing stones inside caverns, and certain secretive German groups commissioned expeditions to seek evidence of subterranean passages. One such expedition claimed to have found geothermal caves in Antarctica large enough to sustain plant life, though many of their claims remain unverified or lost. The surviving fragments, diagrams of spiraling tunnels, heat pockets beneath the ice, and symbols used to mark supposed gateways reveal a disturbing trend. They all pointed to the same regions ancient cultures had mapped long before. Whether these groups were influenced by old legends or stumbled upon something genuinely hidden remains one of history's most cryptic questions. But the idea of Agartha isn't limited to legends of geography. It often appears in the context of lost civilizations. Ancient myths describe beings that withdrew from the surface not out of fear, but to preserve knowledge. Some stories say they left when cataclysms reshaped the continents. Others claim they descended to avoid the wars of the early human tribes. From Hopi legends of the ant people who sheltered them during global disasters to the Mayan stories of hidden cities that open only during cycles of renewal, the theme persists. survival beneath the ground, not as exile, but as sanctuary. These stories frame Agartha as a living archive, a place where older cultures may have continued to grow while surface civilizations rose and fell. Whether literal, symbolic, or a fusion of the two, the consistency of these accounts suggests something significant, something deliberately shielded from history's bright lights. Modern science won't touch these claims, but geology offers clues that raise eyebrows. Vast subterranean cavities large enough to fit entire cities, networks of lava tubes stretching from thousands of kilometers, aquifers the size of small oceans, and layers of earth where the temperature stabilizes at levels compatible with life. We now know the crust is not a solid shield, but a breathing, shifting labyrinth. Combine that with unexplained magnetic anomalies near the poles, strange seismic readings in deep caverns, and the persistent testimonies of explorers who claim to have heard the earth breathing, and the old stories no longer seem as impossible as they once did. If Episode 1 cracked open the frost-covered door, Episode 2 reveals the stairway spiraling downward into the unknown. It raises a question older than any map. What if the greatest civilizations on Earth didn't vanish but simply moved to a place where we could no longer follow? And if those pathways still exist, hidden beneath ice, stone, and silence, then the world beneath may not be a mythic realm but a missing chapter of human history. In Episode 3, we flip the map entirely, stepping away from the world beneath and examining a theory that challenges the shape of everything above. A cratered Earth, and the possibility that our entire civilization lives inside a single carved-out basin.